10 questions for you today, basic questions, and I guess we'll start with the first one. The first one is, how long have you been a photographer?
For many years now, I started taking pictures of my son and taking pictures for my friends and family. And
Okay.
just recently, in the last several months, I've decided to follow my dreams and my passion and try to make a go of putting myself out there professionally.
Cool, cool. That's great. Uh, I have another question for you. That's number two. What made you become a photographer? Like, what influenced you as a little girl? Like, is this something that you always wanted to do as a little girl, or you just started this out in your adulthood?
I think after I had my son, there was a lot of, pictures that I took of him and, things that evolved through taking pictures of him and made me really realize that it was something that I really liked. I really enjoyed it. I like to be able to look back on photographs and just see the different changes and, the thing that I really enjoy and like about photography is you're capturing somebody's their life and you're really telling their story.
Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I love about photography myself. I love that.
Right. And so I really like to be able to help capture those memories and those moments and tell their story through photography.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Honestly, I have to say, I would think that's probably with every photographer. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why we all do what we do with the camera, because you can capture a moment and just save it for so long and just share it with your family members and friends around the world. That's awesome. So,
Right.
with the next question I have for you is number three. Who inspire you as a photographer? Is there any other photographers that you look up to that inspire you as far as with the work that you do?
That's not a hard question, but I think I have several people that I look up to and that I admire,
Okay.
and they're my friends. They're my photographer friends. You, Bryant,
Thank you.
Kevin. Yes, I do love all of the HDR work that you do and how just make an ordinary thing just look so awesome. I love Kevin, how he just does all these nature shots and they just look amazing.
Yeah, he's really
And
good.
yeah, he is. It's just really, really neat. And he's taught me so much. And then Ginger, who takes just wonderful, gorgeous photos, and she took some of myself. And
Yeah.
I really admire you guys because y'all are my friends. You're my mentors, and you guys have taught me so much.
Really good way to learn, because you getting information from so many different photographers. So that's
Right.
many different aspects of looking at photography and everything. So that's really good to just take all that in, all that information, and just come up with your own style.
Right, because each of you guys do totally different stuff.
Right.
And I do too. I mainly do children's images, children's photography. That's what I specialize in. And it's just really neat to just see just the different things that everybody does and how crafty you guys are in it.
This is number 4 now, and that is, what kind of camera do you use?
I have a Nikon
Wow.
P100. I say that laughing because some of my friends are Canon users. Either you
Yeah.
like Nikon or you like the Canon. I like Nikon. I like the functions. I like that I know how to use it so well.
That's cool.
I'm not anti-Canon. I have a Nikon and I like it.
It's all about what you got and how you use it.
Right.
And for number 5, that is, what type of photography are you into?
Mainly children and family.
Like a lot of portraits, mostly portraits.
Yes, I do. I really, really like I said, to capture the story of children and the little looks on their faces and the different things that they do, and I just really enjoy that.
So you ever thought about like doing like weddings or anything like that, or no, just mostly like family pictures?
No, I don't think that I'm interested in weddings as of right now. I think I need to get more crafted in weddings. So right now I'm just mainly interested in family and children and
Okay.
senior portraits and things like that.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, we can move on to the next question. That is number 6. And for number 6, I have for you, what is the most hardest task that you ever came across while shooting?
I think the hardest thing is, again, with children, they
Yeah.
have to like you. They have to warm up to you. And some
Yeah.
children are really shy. So you have to get them to feel comfortable with you, to smile, and to let them take your picture. You're the stranger behind the camera.
Yeah.
And that takes some time. You have to be a people person to do this job. And being a mom, I think that helps me because a lot of times, I'll do certain things and, let them warm up to me so I can take their picture and make them smile.
Yeah, I would think that would probably be more harder than being a photographer, the type of photographer I am. I like to shoot buildings in HDR, but those are just still buildings. That's not going anywhere.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because, children, they're up and they're moving and they're fast.
Right.
And they don't want to sit down and always have their picture taken,
Yeah, you got to give them candy.
Yeah.
And everything, so.
Yeah,
Right.
some moms do bribe their children with candy.
Yeah. For number 7, I have for you, and that is, what does photography mean to you? When you hear that word, what does it mean?
Photography to me it's a craft. It's a passion. It's being artistic. It is telling somebody's story. Taking a moment in time and capturing it for a lifetime.
That's a great answer too. I can answer that better myself. For number 8, I have for you, and that is, how important is it for a photographer to connect with a subject when you're shooting?
Oh, tremendously. Because, like I said, especially with children, if you're not a people person, if you're not able to get down into their level and talk with them and get them out of their shell, they're not going to respond well to you. And not even just with children. When you have maybe teenagers, seniors that are taking their pictures, you have to be a people person. You have to be able to get them to like you. And when you do, when they warm up and they're themselves, and their pictures are going to show it.
Yeah, that's true. For number 9, what are your thoughts on black and white photography?
I think black and white photos are gorgeous, but not every photo can be a black and white photo. It's kind of hard to explain which photos can and which can't. You just have to be able to have an eye for it and see.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm doing my sessions and I get home and I'm editing them, you can look at it and tell, wow, this is a black and white photo. And some of them I'll run it through and I'll check it to see if I like it.
Yeah.
In black and white.
I try to get into it here and there, but not too much. That's not really my thing. I do a little bit of black and white here and there, but not too much though. Okay, for the last question, this is number 10, and that is, what is the one thing that you know now as a photographer that you would tell someone that's trying to get into photography now?
For any photographer that's thinking about getting into the business is to have a thick skin. Don't get your feelings hurt so easily. There's so many other photographers out there.
Yeah.
And you need to let the people know and the clients know about you and who you are so they will choose you.
That's a great answer. And I feel like a lot of photographers should know that. That's new. That's trying to get into the business, because there was times when I took a lot of photos, and when I first started, people would say, oh, I don't like that. What is this HDR? Why does it look all cartoony? And, I would think for a second, like, wow, did I mess up on it or whatever? But then I thought to myself, this is what I like doing. This is what I want to do. And this is what I'm going to do. Whether people like it or not, this is what I like to do. And this is the way I'm going to do it. Because there's so many different photographers that shoot HDR, and you have so many different styles of HDR. Some people say you shouldn't do HDR on humans. Some people say you should. Me personally, I love it. And I feel if it's done right, then there's nothing wrong with it. So I think that's a great answer. That was the last question I had for you. Other than that, would you like to show some of your images?
Sure.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I really do like this image a lot. It's really funny because a lot of people ask me if these were models. Yeah, a lot of people ask me that. I'm like, well, there are models, but they're just models for me.
So were these pictures right here shot in Texas?
Yes, in old, I live in Katy, Texas, and in what they call Old Katy, there is a old caboose and a train track that you can, go and show your kids, and photographers use it to take pictures on.
Okay.
And then here's another one. of them on the train tracks trying to run away.
Yeah, I saw that one. I think that is nice. That is awesome. I mean, perfect.
Yeah, she's got her little suitcase and he's got the little lantern, so they're ready to go.
I like the vignette you got around them, the dark vignette. That's nice.
Oh, thank you.
Were they sister and brother?
Yes, they are.
Okay. That is nice. What was she sitting on?
On that caboose on the train.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I did. I got some really good pictures of them.
Other than that, I think this was a great interview. I appreciate it, and I want to thank you for coming on my YouTube channel and Facebook and Google Plus and everything else to do the interview with me. You were awesome. And again, this is Miss Traci Fields. She's from Texas. Again, you can find her on Facebook and Google Plus. Okay, well, I will be sure to put the links down below in the description for you guys that want to check out. And hopefully book an appointment with her to get your photos done. So this your man, Big B Production 100, a.k.a. the HDR King of Chicago. Holla at you.